What's going on, everybody? I got one final video for you regarding the interstates. We're going to just knock this one out real quick. And that is, what were all the other high priority corridors that were on the map, and what direction are they going? So, roll the intro and we'll be right back with you. Sorry about that. My buttons aren't working right, and I swear my intro got shorter. Like, it's just really quick. But anyway, without further ado, so I'll refresh your memory with this particular map, and we'll definitely talk about what was going on here. So here's the map, and some of you guys have seen this, and some of you all were kind of wondering what's going on, like what happened to some of these. Y'all had questions, and I'm here to answer them. So we've largely addressed all the major corridors here and what they're doing. But I'll give you a quick recap as to what these corridors were and, if they were made interstates or not. Corridor 54 is the I-9 project in a nutshell. That's just going nowhere anytime soon, and I don't think California is really going to put the investment in to make that interstate. Could be wrong, but whatever. 68 and 26, and to some degree 83 are all part of the I-11 program. And we did a video on that one, so we don't need to reiterate that. The Corridor 1 project is part of the I-49 program, and of course that is being built out pretty well. We did a video on that. Corridors 20 and 18, which you can see in largely in Texas. But also the big yellow one going across, that is the I-69 program. Texas wants to just be crazy with it and give a whole bunch of different offshoots. But Corridor 37 is actually the I-49 program again, just extended down into New Orleans. I cannot talk today. I'm so sorry, but we don't have to worry about that. The 45 corridor is actually I-22, if I remember correctly. Let me double check. Yeah, I-22 from Memphis to Birmingham. That is done. That is fixed. Corridor 42 was originally mandated to be interstate, and it was going to be basically from here about Fulton. It would jump off at 22. And then it would go all the way to Batesville following US 278. That has been downgraded. It is no longer demonstrated to be interstate, but it has been readdressed by the Appalachian Highway Development Community, something like that. It's now made Corridor V or Corridor 5, but it's just in a Corridor V. And it's going to be not interstate grade, but it's going to be it's going to be either expressway quality or high priority highway or tier 1 highway or quality. And what that largely is that most of this is already done, but it doesn't have to have divided highway, or I'm sorry, not divided highway. It doesn't have to have at grade it can have at grade intersections, which not very safe, but hey, better than nothing, I guess. It'll go here, and then it'll tie over into just south of here, or this area here. So it's gonna go kind of loopy around, and it'll tie in over here into Mississippi, Alabama, and we can see it here. 76. Anyway, long story short, just to give you guys what's going on, this corridor has been repurposed and extended, and it will actually go all the way through Decatur into through Huntsville, and will end here at Kimball at I-24. This is Corridor V, and so that has been completely repurposed. It's getting completely reworked. It will not be interstate, but it has been upgraded into. It will be a secondary priority corridor in a nutshell. Next, Corridor 3 through largely the bottom of Kentucky. So most of this is actually already done. And it's actually called the Cumberland Parkway. Originally, it was going to be I-66. And it was supposed to stretch all the way across the country between I-70 and I-40. Or I-70, I-60, basically it was I-66 and I-40. It was supposed to stretch all the way across. Parts of this parts of this highway makes a bit of sense. Parts of this highway absolutely doesn't make any sense. And basically, the long story short, as far as what happened here, is that really no one outside of Kentucky was really interested in it, and it largely got scrapped. Now, West Virginia has tried to kind of reboot the program, even though it's not the original route. Here in the north part of the state, as part of the US 48 program, and it is I can't remember the name of it, so we'll just pop this bad boy out, and there's a name for this, Corridor H. They're repurposing like what the original intent of that was into Corridor H, and so as long as a whole here is that kind of got rebooted, but isn't going through nearly where it was originally going to go. It was supposed to go through southern Kentucky, through southern West Virginia, actually kind of tie in with I-64 here in the Beckley area, and would largely go from coast to coast. And it would literally go all the way out to California. Basically, it kept getting shrunk and shrunk and shrunk, and there's very few people or places that wanted it. And you can even see that here at Somerset in Kentucky, where you've got all this laid out to be built out into, a massive intersection with just basically this continues the way it would. It's not going to get done. Or at least there's nothing planned to go further, which is unfortunate for the Southern Kentuckians. But, just ties into 65 here. Would eventually have gone around and allowed it to be part of US 68, ties into certain places, would have gone off into some other areas. Either it would have gone off with 24 into southern Illinois and then gone and crossed into Missouri, or it would have gone south and actually kind of merged in with 57 for a minute. But yes, as I was originally saying, this whole program's been scrapped. No one's interested in doing it because of where it is. It's in a really terrible place for most places or people, and it doesn't work. The Corridor 5 here is part of the 73-74 corridors, and we just talked about that in the last video, so feel free to check that out. There's Corridor 40 here. Some of these I'm not quite sure on. I'll hit the ones that I do. Corridor 9 is actually I-99 in Pennsylvania. They are finishing that out, or they're trying to finish that out, and they'll probably have it done before too terribly long. There's like 3 sections they still need to upgrade. Most of it's actually already done. They just need to rename the signs and whatnot. Corridor 36 is I-88 or I-86. I think it's I-86. I-86 across southern New York. They're all the way done to technically this point here at Windsor, and then it ends. But most of this is all expressway. They just literally need to upgrade it out, or upgrade the signs outside of 3 spots. I think there's 1 spot outside of Hancock here where it doesn't actually meet interstate grade. And remind you that these highways are technically too close together. They'd have to concrete reinforce the middle here so that it would be up to par or up to grade. It just quite isn't that yet. So that will in time get done. I'm sure it will. This will be an interstate, just not quite there yet. The feds have some very interesting rules. Corridor 82 is on track to be Interstate 42, if I remember correctly, and that is going to be from Raleigh down to, Yeah, it's Raleigh. Excuse me. It's Raleigh down to Morehead City, and it's going to follow the US 70 route. They haven't upgraded any of it yet to technically the new interstate, but most of it's all technically already done. And then there's this massive project in Raleigh, which you can see here. That's kind of part of this program where they're basically just finishing out the bypass. What is effectively 540 all the way around the city. There's one section that isn't done. Obviously, it's here. You can tell that they were planning on it, that this is eventually going to go further south, but has to go through some nice homes and whatever, and that's the only segment that they haven't figured out what they want to do with. Here's the next entrance here at 40. Like, this is all under construction. It's all going to get rebuilt. It's all getting rebuilt. That will get done sooner or later, but there was no plans so far to extend it this way, at least not by what I have. It would make sense to extend it that way and to go up and intersect with I-540. And you'll have a perfect bypass all the way around Raleigh. So I expect that to be done sooner or later, but it's technically not on the plans. But it does look like they have some areas here where they could absolutely just cut between houses or whatnot, to where they could absolutely tie this in. So they may very well be able to do all this and not actually have to break a lot of eggs. So anyway, was there any others that I really wanted? Some of these are just really like little spurs. Whatever. 13 here was supposed is. Excuse me, wanted to be Raleigh up to Norfolk, and I think it's I-87. This is the I-87 project. Yes, it is. So it's going to be the conversion of 264 here, and I think it's 64. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it's supposed to go to Norfolk. And so, yeah, when all that is done, it'll be upgraded to Interstate Standard, and I'm 90% sure, yeah, it's going to be part of the I-70 or I-87 program in a nutshell. So that one's been delayed, but it's not gone. And, yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Just something I wanted to give you guys real quick to wrap up this whole thing. We're going to be done with all the interstates. I was going to just kill it with the last couple videos, but I had a request and all this other stuff, and I just want to wipe this out. Corridor 57 is actually US 41 got upgraded to Interstate 41, which is quite neat. Not going to lie. Will we see that continued where it will go, 41 is going to get upgraded to Interstate going south of Milwaukee? I doubt it. Excuse me, I doubt it. But it'll be quite interesting to see where all of these things roll, because there's still quite a lot on here, and of course there's been a few of these that have been added on that wasn't originally or isn't on there yet. I-57 in particular. But without further ado, my name is Tyberius. I hope you all had a wonderful time enjoying this. The next project that we're going to do, here's the real trick. Next project we're going to do is that I was originally going to be doing the Where You Live Matters thing. And I know exactly what I want to do with that, but we're going to hold off because I haven't done a reviews thing for a while. And yeah, the next thing that I really want to do is going to be a review video. And it's actually going to be a multi-part series on Gundam Seed. So most of you probably aren't interested in that, but anyway, Gundam Seed is coming out. Next is going to be the next major project that I do, the major passion project. And then after Gundam Seed, we're going to do Where You Live Matters, or Why Where You Live Matters. Without further ado, I've been Tyberius D. Hope you guys have a good one. Catch you next time.